Today I'm out here in the garage working on the 08 GT500. I just did the rear sway bar last week. I got the front sway bar from Whiteline I'm going to put on here. Both are adjustable. I'll put a link in the video right up here. I think it's going to be up here. I'm not sure. There's a link up here for the rear sway bar if you want to take a look at that. It's pretty cool. It connects in a different spot in the rear end. It's a nice setup. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the front sway bar kit looks like. Yeah, this is the box that it comes in. It's a pretty good sized box. Part number is BFF55Z. So let's see what we got inside here. All right, so here's everything it comes with. This sway bar, first thing I noticed when I was unwrapping it, this sway bar is beefy. It is pretty big. But it comes with the end links, the bushings. Should be a pretty simple install. It's got directions. Whiteline always sends a bunch of these stickers. That's pretty cool if you're into stickers. All right, so here's the top of the sway bar end link. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with some PB Blaster. Just hopefully the impact will take that off. What happens is I think there's like an Allen key back there. Either way, it's like a little ball joint type thing. Sometimes this thing will spin. The inner side will spin, and oh, there's the Allen right there. So you got an Allen right here to hold it, so that you can undo the nut. Well, hopefully, sometimes I've been able to do it with just an impact, and it'll come right off of there. Hopefully, the PB Blaster will help it come off of there. Let's see what happens. And now I'm going to do the passenger side. The other side came off really easy. And one thing that sometimes helps is if you pull in on the end link, it might help hold that inner piece. Yeah, see, now that one's not coming loose. The whole thing is spinning, so might be able to grab it with some pliers back here too and hold on to it. All right, so underneath the car, we're gonna get the sway bar bushings loose. These are 15s. Careful, once all four of these are loose, this thing's gonna fall down in the head. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The directions want you to take the end links and put them next to the other end links, the factory end links, to make sure they're about the same size. But these were pretty much the same, so I just got them loosely put on the sway bar. This sway bar looks to be about the same size as the sway bar that came off. I think that's the factory sway bar. I'm not sure on this car. But that Whiteline one seems to be solid. It's heavier than the factory one. So that's going to change the roll characteristics of it. I'm not really sure if I should be on the third one in. So the further in you go, the tighter it's going to be. Well, I'm going to do it the same as I did on the rear one and put it on the third one in, see how that feels. The kit comes with two different bushings, two different size bushings. It depends on what comes off of your car. I guess maybe the GTs or the 6-cylinder have these bigger ones. I'm not sure, but the smaller ones fit for this GT500, so I'm going to use those and just throw those away. The directions do say to lubricate the inner diameter of these bushings, even though it comes with a thing that says grease-free technology. Grease-free technology, and then it says grease the inner diameter. So, and it says use the supplied grease, which it didn't come with, so I got just some multi-purpose grease. I'm going to go ahead and grease the inside of these things. Now I'm going to put these bushings over the sway bar and add these little brackets. So this kit did come with 8 of these really thick washers, and the way it looks like this bushing's in here, might need a washer on the back side. So I'm going to put a washer on the back side and a washer on the front side, so it'll be 4 washers over here, 4 washers over there. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be. because it doesn't say in the Whiteline directions, but there is 8 of them. That's the only spot that I can see that these 8 little washers would go, so that's where I'm putting them. All right, let me see if I can't get this sway bar up into place here. I forgot to put my 4 washers on there on the studs before I put it on, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and do one at a time, get these things, or at least one side at a time. Now I'm gonna kind of snug these up. I'm not gonna go too tight on these. Now I'm gonna go and get these end links into place. I'm not gonna fully tighten these down like that. All right, so I forgot to put the washers on this side too. So back these back off and put the washers on. And I'm gonna get this end link in place. Looks like I'm gonna have to take it off of here to move it to where it needs to be. Okay, so there is some signs to setting these up. You want to have these at like neutral load on these. So basically you want to have this side the same length as the other side. I'm going to snug this side up and then kind of twist the inside to make sure that there's 0 lash, meaning that when I do the other side, the end link kind of slides in and out of there nice and easy. You don't want one shorter than the other one and causing any kind of binding. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up to spec. Whiteline does not like to put any kind of torque specifications on any of their stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and torque this how I feel fit, probably around 30 foot-pounds, somewhere in there. Okay, so on the other side, on the passenger side, the inner part was spinning, so I ended up getting a 6mm Allen and a 19 box wrench, and you just hold the outside with the Allen wrench as you turn the inside, and that's how you get that tight. Now what I want to show you with the preload is, like, see how this is really easy to turn right in this area? That's going to be at 0 preload. So once you get it at 0 preload, these little lock nuts at the bottom can be tightened down. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten all 4 of those down, and then tighten up the nuts on the front. And there's a little collar that we've got to install on there too, so got to make sure this thing is centered. And I'm back up underneath here, and I'm looking at these bushings, and there's a gap. The bushing's basically not all the way closed, and I don't think I like that. It's probably because I have the washers on the bottom side. So I'm going to take those washers out from underneath the bracket and put them both underneath the lock nut and see if that closes that gap up on the bushing. So the set comes with these lateral locks that go in the center here, and the idea is to keep it from going back and forth. It says to make sure this thing is centered, so I'm going to use the old scientific method of 2 fingers and try and get this thing pretty close to what I feel is centered. As we can kind of take a look at the end links as well, make sure the end links are kind of going the same direction. But that looks pretty good to me, I think. I'm going to go ahead and add these. It comes with a little Allen wrench as well. Of course, there is no torque spec on them, but and also I went ahead and torqued these nuts to spec. It seemed like it closed that little gap up a little better. So thanks again, Whiteline, for not letting me know where those washers are supposed to go, and for having such vague directions. It's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and put these on there. It says 3mm away, which this Allen key is probably about 3mm or so. So they're gonna be pretty close to the actual bushing. All right, so here it is installed. I got the lateral locks installed on there. This is what it looks like from underneath. These are torqued to spec. No, not really, but they're probably around 30 or so foot-pounds. And here's a view from the wheel well. You see nice end links right there. Pretty good. Got it on, oh, I just noticed I got it on the wrong hole. So this side, I got it on the far outside one. I'm pretty sure the other side I have it on the number 3 hole. So I'm going to go ahead and move that in just to make sure that it's even on the other side too. Dang it. Now I got it in the correct spot. I got it in the 3rd position. I also re-zeroed out the length of the end links. So now I just got to put the tires back on and get this car down and take it for a test drive, see if it feels any better, or at least makes less noise. All right, so I'm driving around my neighborhood right now, and you know, it's hard to tell whether or not it's if it made much difference or not, but it feels tighter. It feels like it stays flatter. I don't think I'll really be able to tell the difference unless I get it on a track or maybe some on-ramps or something like that. But the front of it, maybe it's placebo, but the front of it does feel tighter. Like I can dart it back and forth. It feels a little bit tighter. The back one I know I needed to get replaced because the end link was bad. So I figured if I'm going to do the back one, I might as well do the front one. So now I got front and rear Whiteline sway bars on here. Next up, probably going to do some coilovers or new struts because I think that's what's making the clunk in the front of this thing. But overall, I feel good about it. I like it. Stay tuned for more videos on this. Make sure you like and subscribe, and there'll be more content coming up. Thanks for watching.